Welcome to SPFx Foundry Agents. We bring Azure AI Foundry agents straight into SharePoint and Teams. One SPFx solution on Pages, Tabs, and Teams Mobile. No separate portal, the agent sits where you already work. Copilot is already in Microsoft 365 for general help. Many organizations also need custom agents, their own tools, logic, and governance. That's what Azure AI Foundry agents are for. Today, there's no simple way to embed them in SPFx across SharePoint and Teams. We built that bridge. We're going after three categories: best SharePoint AI use, most innovative SPFx, best mobile. And honestly, we think this one covers all three. What's broken today? There's no native way to embed Foundry agents in SPFx. Teams often means bots and channels, which don't fit pages and tabs. People leave the intranet for external chat tools, and every team rebuilds auth, context, and UI from scratch. SPFx Foundry Agents is that bridge. Auth is fully native, no login pop-up, no API keys in the app. It uses your existing Microsoft 365 sign-in. We just request a token for the right audience, Azure AI, Graph, or your SharePoint site, so each call is secure. Tenant, user, and site context are passed automatically, and the same UI runs on SharePoint Pages, Teams tabs, and Teams Mobile. One agent, three surfaces: SharePoint Web, Teams Desktop, Teams Mobile. Same endpoint, same behavior. You configure once, and it works everywhere. One page can host several agents: HR, IT, legal. Each has its own config: name, icon, suggested prompts, audience targeting, attachments. Same solution across sites and departments. It can also run as a personal Teams app. What you see is real Foundry: custom tools and business actions, file attachments, streaming answers with citations, conversation history, and notifications when the agent replies. End to end. The user talks to the web part. It uses Microsoft Entra ID to get a token and talks to your Azure AI Foundry agent. The agent runs its tools and streams the answer back. Everything goes through Microsoft Identity. No secrets in the app, no custom backend. We support two modes. In delegated mode, the agent decides the action and returns it. The client runs it with the user's permissions. We request a token for the right audience, Graph or SharePoint, so there's no pop-up and no keys in the agent. In app permission mode, the agent runs with its own identity for background or automated scenarios. You choose per use case. The demo uses both in one flow. Concrete examples: an HR onboarding agent with checklists and policy answers from your HR sites, IT support with tickets and logs, compliance review on uploads, project intelligence and blockers, knowledge discovery with citations, workflow automation with lists and Teams notifications. All are Foundry agents with tools. We just bring them into SharePoint and Teams. In this example, we demonstrate a meeting scheduler agent built with Azure AI Foundry that can retrieve meetings, check availability, and create calendar events automatically using Microsoft Graph. The agent is configured in Azure AI Foundry and connected to Microsoft Graph through an open API definition that allows it to access users, calendars, and events. It runs with a managed identity that has permission to read users and calendars across the organization, allowing the agent to retrieve availability and schedule meetings automatically. In the application, we simply configure the agent endpoint and the agent ID retrieved from Azure AI Foundry, and the connection is established. Additional settings allow us to configure visibility rules, icons, attachments, and conversation history while automatically sending context like the current user, date, and time zone to the model. Let's start by asking the agent to retrieve the meetings scheduled for tomorrow. The agent queries Microsoft Graph and retrieves the calendar events associated with the current user. It finds a meeting scheduled tomorrow with Kyle. If we check the calendar, we can see that the meeting is indeed present at the same time. Now let's ask the agent to schedule a meeting tomorrow morning with Ayub. The agent first searches the directory to identify Ayub and retrieve the corresponding email address. It then checks Ayub's calendar availability and proposes possible time slots. We select one of the available slots suggested by the agent. The agent then creates the meeting automatically and generates the Teams meeting link. If we look again at the calendar, we can see the meeting with Ayub has been created successfully. The same scenario can also run using delegated permissions instead of application permissions. In delegated mode, the agent decides which action should be executed, but the application performs the operation using the user's permissions. The agent sends a structured function request, and the application executes it against Microsoft Graph. This ensures that every action respects the user's identity and existing permissions while still benefiting from AI automation. In short, plug and play and production ready, no custom setup. One architecture, reusable across scenarios. No stored keys, only Microsoft identity and the right token audience. Both delegated and application permissions are supported, depending on whether the action should run as the user or as the service. It's submitted to the Microsoft Marketplace, verification in progress, and free for organizations. We're planning to open source it so the community can contribute and evolve it together.